We love
I got a
hip-hop.
story here about Sidhu Musiwala. All right, R.I.P. to Sidhu Musiwala.
R.I.P.
There's an update on his killer or alleged killer, Goldy Brar. I seen on Instagram he spoke out about the whole killing thing, right? So it says BBC drops a never heard before heard audio call of Goldy Brar claiming Musiwala's ego got him killed.
It's me, Goldy Brar. Yeah, I'm getting your message from like around a year now. You are asking about Sidhu incident, right? Why it happened, how it happened. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you some incidents I know about. But गलतियां हम घर च कर बैठे सी ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਹਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਸੀ. It was either him or us. As simple as that.
Did he say it was either him or us?
Yeah.
Do me a quick favor while you're here and smash that like button so we can break the algorithm. And join the comment gang and subscribe. It's free.
Basically. These guys were in some deep shit just for like guys who were students and musicians, bro.
Is he like locked up?
Yes.
Okay.
You're making sure.
Okay, I'll give my take now.
Yeah. No, they locked him up like I think shortly after Sidhu Musiwala's murder.
Yo, I used to think that like these brown boys were soft. Yo, they would deliver your Uber Eats and then smoke you, bro. Like they're not playing out here. Like
yeah.
I used to think it was only the Sri Lankans you had to worry about because the whole Tamil Tiger things. But nah, like these guys, bro, they'll pull up in like a brand new whip that they just financed. They do the little Uber Eats thing, and then on the side, they're hustling crazy.
Yes.
They're big because they are like a warrior people. The Punjabis, like, they like firearms.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
20 of them will split a crib. So like low overhead, they're making it bare. Yeah, so I see like the lifestyle that they're cultivating in Canada. I guess I'm not even talking about this yet.
Well, as far as with Sidhu, right? Because he's an exchange student that came down here, he grew to prominence as a rapper, but he was still so politically involved with everything that was going on that like it became some gangster shit real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, did it become gangster or was it already like that? Like, obviously it's in a different language, so we don't understand it. But when you look at the lyrics, like, he's talking that talk, like he's like gun talk and like op talk and like, but in Punjabi, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they're all talking that shit because look what happened with the guy AP Dillon the other day. His house got shot up, and they're all down. Like they're all the same crew, I think.
Yeah, so I don't know, like why. I guess that's the wave that they're on. I mean, there's probably a bunch of reasons, but in terms of him getting involved with politics, I could see his vision because he was like very for his people. And I think his goal was to have some type of like united Punjab, you know what I'm saying? Where like their people can rule in their own land. And then you have like a bunch of different people living there and everyone gets along. Like he had like cultural and political aspirations and he really drew from Tupac a lot. Like he always used to cite Tupac because I feel like Pac had that same kind of vision.
Yeah.
But when you have those type of visions, like people are going to smoke you still.
Yeah.
He had too much influence and he was so young that like if they let him like reign free, he could have caused a lot of like uproar and an upheaval of like their system.
They're also saying like, you know, I guess he was too flashy and different things like that. And his ops didn't like that, right? Like,
yeah, even like traditional critics of Punjabi music didn't like him. They didn't like how he was using the Punjabi language. Like they almost felt like it was like a perverse take on like Punjabi poetry or like how they used to sing about like more traditional Punjabi songs where it's like love or like having a good time, where this guy's talking that gun talk and then their kids are listening to this talking about sliding in Punjabi. You know what I'm saying?
What's crazy is like the kids that listen to Sidhu, like I see a wide range of like styles of kids. Like it's not like gangster Indian kids that are listening to it. It's like the most mesquite looking student kid that's like, yo, Sidhu's my favorite artist. And I'm thinking to myself, why? What about him that is your favorite? Do you like him talking about sliding on his ops?
They see themselves in him because he was once a student too. You know what I'm saying? With the turban and the mustache.
Yeah.
He was in Brampton. He was going to school. He was working a regular security job or something. Like he was working some regular job before all this. So it's like he really is the Canadian Punjabi dream.
That's facts. I never even thought about it that way. Because like you would think because of the gangster shit that he be talking in his records, that the average Sidhu fan has like, you know, gold teeth, bare tattoos and shit. Like, nah, fam. Like I see some regular, like fresh off the boat, just nerdy Indian kids, and they're like, yo, that's my favorite. They got the decal in their Uber and shit like that. Like I've seen this.
Yeah, they love that little they love to put like the Sidhu like mural on their cars.
And then it makes me question them, like, what are you into? Because from what they were into some shit. And you like them, so are you into some shit? And I just can't tell because like you guys are in regular person disguise.
But do you see how them listening to Sidhu adds to their aura? Because now Friday's like, yo, I don't know if this is one of them Punjabis or one of them mesquite Punjabis.
Their gangsters have hid under our noses. You understand what I'm saying? Like they're not like overtly gangster, dressed up in like colors and shit like that. Nah, fam, it's the exchange student that's going to York University that has a bunch of bricks in his house. And I'm like, oh, it's you? Like, so then how do I know that the next kid is not him too? Or Sarah Pritt isn't running a brothel? Like, how do I not know, fam? Like, you're not giving me any signs, bro.
But that's the best type of like, you want to seem unsuspecting. You don't want to, like, if they got pulled over, they might get profiled for other reasons.
Yeah.
But maybe not specifically crime.
Not as gangsters.
It'll be like, are you here legally? It's not going to be like, are you selling drugs?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like.
I think that's more scary to me than like us, like the black gangsters that have like, you can tell who's just a regular kid that's going to school and then the gangsters. And if not, then we're surprised when we're like, oh, you were a gangster? You know what I'm saying? With the Punjabi ones especially. I can't tell, bro. And that's worries me.
You know who the best is for that, though? The Asians.
Them too.
The real Chinese, bro. They own like bubble tea stores. And like, it's just like they're so legit and like they're quiet and they don't believe in like showing their wealth in that sense, in that same way. Like they'd rather buy like assets and stuff. Like they actually don't want you to think they're on shit.
No, I don't know if it's scary. I don't know what the word is, but it's just like, it's off-putting, fam, when I'm like, you got a little button-up shirt, but then like you got an AK in the trunk. Like, what?
Do you feel like gangsterism in hip-hop is almost like you kind of got to like snitch on yourself externally? Like you got to present yourself in a way that is going to like fall into stereotypes. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say just hip-hop. I think like just like black culture, you know, like you're literally judged based on your appearance. Like me, I know I dress a certain way, so people are going to perceive me a certain way.
Yeah.
So when people kind of like treat me like as like a goon or like a thug, kind of like, yo, I'm in a button-up shirt with like a shawl or like a sweater vest. Like, how could you even put two of those together? But I just feel like black people, the way we dress, we kind of like showcase our personality. But other cultures, like, they dress more moderately or they have more like uniforms type thing.
Blacks and whites. Because whites, you can tell what they're into. You can tell the heavy metal white.
Versus skater, versus the goth, versus, that's true.
Yeah. But like these other cultures, like you mentioned, like Chinese people, certain Indian people, and like Punjabi people, like we can't tell who the gangsters are. But like you can tell the white gangster, like the biker looking guy with the bare tats and all types of shit. You can tell, you want some shit.
But I think a lot of cultures, especially the ones that are less like individualistic, like the West, like standing out isn't a good thing to an extent. You kind of want to blend in and seem like non-problematic and uniform, like you said. Like, you know, like it's almost like they value that more than you trying to be like this superstar when everyone is dressing like decent or modest, and you're like, they don't like that. For them, it like breaks the status quo. Whereas in other cultures, it's like when you don't represent yourself with what you wear, now you look kind of like you have no sense of self. You don't know, like you're not a person. You're just like a NPC at that point.
No, like we have full Bloods and Crip gangs. That's like if you can tell what gang you're in by the color you're wearing.
Literally.
Yeah. So it's like, ooh, like we literally, we're self-snitching in our look, bro. That's a crazy thing. I never thought
That kind of got to stop. I feel like because it's almost like in order for like someone to prove that they're like a gangster that's up, they got to have certain drip. Right? And that drip's got to either cost a certain amount or like, how much it costs or like the chain or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, what do you do? It's like, I do a bunch of things. Then it's like, all right, this guy, you don't work for Air Canada. I could tell. Like,
when I was hustling once upon a time, like I had little smart moments where I'd want to be preppy when I'm moving around. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to have my chains out or different things like that because I didn't want the boy them to make me, I didn't want to look overtly like a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I'm preppy, I got a backpack sometimes and stuff like that. I try to blend in, but then like I would fall off and sometimes be like, yo, I just want to get the newest, hottest shit, put my chains back out. So it's like, I know there's other people who think the same way too. They're like, yeah, I know I do this for, my hustle or whatever, but I don't want to look like it. So I don't want to put that on everybody, but it is the majority. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.